Sydney Olympic Park abuzz with families and kids aplenty. The Friday school kids who were everywhere here yesterday. 1.6 million fans have been flocking through the gates so far in 2014. Even Frosty the Snowman's here. Hopefully he's not going to melt out there in the warmth of the Sydney summer sun. We've got Bouncy Castles, the Disney Pixar Fun Zone. Paul Morris alongside me. You've got a son yourself.
Yeah.
I'll bring him to the track.
Nash is here with me. He loves coming to the Homebush precinct, watching the race, but also off track there's plenty for him to do. So I just give him his pass and let him loose and see him at the end of the day. He's always got a smile on his face.
He's probably got all his own mates worked out that he gets to see at every track as well.
He's got his racetrack mates for sure.
Very cool. Pickles Auctions on board all the cars this weekend as well.
Yeah, well, some of these guys might have to get down there and get themselves a ute after this race.
Pick one up cheap, I reckon, after a few of these concrete walls have been biting hard this weekend. Dropping the hammer with Pickles Auctions, and these boys about to drop the hammer on the front row. They follow each other around in every qualifying session. These two work together in qualifying. It's working a treat for them. And oh dear, Thirsty Camel Door not going anywhere at the moment.
No good.
Also saw Andrew Fisher parked next to him in the pits. The Hawkeye on board for Craig Dontis tells the story of despair. Oh, yep.
It's weird, something. It's jacked up only on the right-hand side, so obviously, you know, something wrong with front wheel bearing or something.
He's had absolutely no luck since getting a podium at the first round. Now the Just Car Insurance boy we want to watch. Here we go. We're going to start him from pit lane. Also Andrew Fisher's down there at the moment. Not sure if he's going to make it out for this race.
Yeah, pit lane starts better than that. Some double yellow flags are at the back. We've got a car in the middle there.
It's a long field as they wind their way back. Green flag though, PM, so we're ready to go. Got the dude alongside me, a Bathurst champion. Sounds good, doesn't it, as we get ready?
I like the sound of it. Oh, right, jump the start.
No, Walton's going nowhere. Your championship leader is
He's
stuck.
got to fight up, away he goes.
Oh, another one stuck in the background. I think it might have been George Miedeke. What a heartbreaker moment that could have been. Thankfully, nobody collected him. Second in the points is Cedars, and now he's second in the race. Drama from the get-go. There goes the 17-year-old Barber. He's getting pushed around.
Held his own.
Did all right. He's got a very fired up Andrew Fisher there.
Now,
there's no room there.
If he squeezes any more, we're going to have a wreck.
These boys are going to be 3 wide here by the time they get down there. Barbara decides that he's going to back it off at Marjoram with a very opportunistic move up the inside of the Jesus Racing ute.
Yeah, this first chicane, it's one line only. 2 cars will not fit through there. So you've really got to decide way early who's going to be the first one in there.
Challenge accepted, I think the utes will say. Now he's turn 5. This has caught a few out. And Kim Jane and Nathan Pretty trying to go side by side through there.
Well, they're probably the only 2 guys in the whole pack that would do that.
And get away with it.
Yeah. Some quality drivers right there.
Jared McLeod just watching on behind them. Here goes Nathan Pretty with another look up the inside towards turn 8. Kim Jane gives him a little bit of racing room, and we saw a bit of a push in the middle of the corner.
Now. A little bit of overlap. Kim just pulling away on the gear changes, so he's clear there.
Pickles Auctions on board right now, looking up the back.
Jared throwing the big block behind too.
Oh, look at this, they all fan out. This is ambitious. Just getting away with it, and oh, look at this, McLeod's getting pushed around the whole way around.
Yeah, he should be sponsored by Target, he gets hit that much.
Drive for Chip Ganassi, maybe.
Yeah.
Somehow we got through it all. Jeremy Gray in that battle as well. There he is, just towards the front of that frame. Big move, this one. Jesse Dixon up the inside.
Jesse Dixon's got some, or was that Jared McLeod working out some new racing lines? Yeah, it was Jared.
Going a long way around. Anyway, first lap complete. Under Green Flag Racing, and Walton, the championship leader, is all the way back in 13th, so he's going to hemorrhage some points. This will make life interesting for the reverse grid race tomorrow.
Yeah, so Cedars has to get on this. He has to pass Ryle and get as maximum points as he can.
There's 2 points up for grabs there if he can win this race that he desperately needs.
Desperately need it.
There's Craig Dontis trying to work his way back. He's currently back in about 26th, 27th position. George Miedeke back in 24th after his slow start. But it's Ryle Harris who leads the way at the moment. And it's been a bit of a bogey track for Ryle Harris in recent years. No wins and no podiums.
And Hansford with the quickest lap of the race now, only by a couple of tenths, so he's coming on good too.
Just quietly, Ryan Hansford's going to shave his head into a mohawk for the Ronald McDonald house a bit later on here.
Well, they're pretty popular now with the girls, the mohawks, so we should go all right.
Well, it's Betty Clemenco who's doing the haircut.
Really? Okay, maybe you could give her one.
I think Betty could be able to spot the hawk quite nicely, actually.
Should be up for it, for sure.
New one on boards with Adam Marjoram. He's had that fairly good battle with Andrew Fisher for the last couple of laps, and it's continuing down Dawn Fraser Ave. Tight under brakes.
But Kim Jane's made up a lot of spots. He's come from 10th in qualifying up to 5th. So obviously, you know, his experience, all his years of racing, paying off there, just making up ground when everyone else is trying to sort themselves out.
Usual lockups down towards turn 11. Let's check out this start. What happened here for Chris Walton?
Yeah, I think Ryle jumped, stopped, and then threw the dummy at Chris, and then, you know, he wasn't concentrating on what he was doing, but he fired it up again. Luckily, no one rear-ended him. That's probably the most dangerous thing you can have happen in a car race.
He's almost lucky that Jesse Dixon had similar problems behind him. Almost threw up a bit of a shield for him.
Yeah, lucky. Maybe Jesse thought if he went.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Jesse did have the same problem, so two guys there having the same deal go wrong.
And Kim Jane very opportunistically swerves his way around. Yokohama replay. There's Mason Barbera doing a fantastic job. Oh, despite the fact that he had Andrew Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher just using him as a brake marker there, and really that's all you can do. 3 wide down to that corner. You just got to use up the guy's quarter panel and somehow get it around the corner.
Just quietly, Mason Barbera started 14th. The 17-year-old Kiwi is currently running an 8th.
That's a pretty good effort.
Very good effort.
Someone should go and sign him up.
I reckon. There you go. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast Kiwis out there. And the good thing about New Zealand, you can start racing a car there when you're 12 years of age. So that's why they've got so many talented drivers at such a young age.
Caleb Cross, 14 years old, racing over there in Formula Ford. Could be one to watch in the next few years. Part of the Pro Drive Academy for next year. And this battle at the lead's getting good.
Cedar's having a sniff, just getting a bit of clear air. He's just trying to let Ryle, you know, look in the mirrors, trying to unsettle him. But Ryle's the class act here. Nothing's going to faze him.
Rhys McNally's the man in third. We haven't really mentioned Rhys so far today. He's been having a great run of late.
Yeah, some real solid results, especially on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, had a win at Bathurst as well. He's been on the podium, Paul, for the last 3 of the last 4 events, so he's been doing a good job.
Yeah, nice purple patch, really finding his way. These cars are really unique to drive. You know, good quality driver like Tim Blanchard. You know, could have won Bathurst, had the pace to win Bathurst with Russell Ingall, and he's mid-pack, so a completely different driving style to the V8 supercar.
He did race a couple rounds at Darwin. Tim Blanchard also appeared in Townsville and had his ears boxed in up there on the streets of Townsville, and hopefully it's going to fare a little bit better. There's Chris Killer-Walton. He's in 11th at the moment. He's still doing enough. He won't win the championship in this race. He'll have to come back and sort
so
out
I think
tomorrow.
he's got to get to P7. P7 if Cedars wins the race to seal the deal.
Out of the bottom corner we go. Turn 1. Jim Beam corner now 2, 3 and 4 is a very busy little chicane.
Yeah, he looks like he's been using the front brake there, the bonnet, to help himself around a bit as well.
Chris Walton involved, maybe. Doesn't want to go getting a points penalty, though. The last thing he needs right now is to be pinged for pushing a few people out the way.
No, he just needs to run sensibly, and he is absolutely amazing in production car racing. Any sort of car that's on a radial type treaded tyre, not a slick, the guy is awesome.
So Elliot Barber, who was starting towards the back of the field, trying to work his way forward. Also, we've got Tyler Greenbury out there. We've seen him in Aussie racing cars recently. He's back in 19th, driving for Big Gun Motorsport, the team that took Ryle Harris to 2 championships. And he's doing a good job out there in 19th. Ryle Harris currently leading the field from Cedars at the moment. Chris Walton, your championship leader, a bit further back. It's the V8 Utes fueled by Holt's Breath Cafe here at the Sydney NRMA 500. Back soon. Welcome back, and we've climbed on. It's Maverick, Jared McLeod, McMahon Mining Ute. This thing's just been rebuilt after Bathurst, and it's looking very sorry for itself, and Chris Walton got away with one here. Yeah, it was a bit of collateral damage there. Walton coming through, definitely got tagged, so we'll have to see what sort of damage he's got coming in. Yeah, so we've also, unfortunately, claimed our Kiwi friend, who's been doing a very good job so far this weekend.
Looks pretty straight, that, so hopefully we can get him. Here we go, here's a replay.
Okay, so...
Clear it up the inside.
Oh, McLeod driving out wide.
Yeah, so he left him no room. Car on the outside into the tyres. The car on the outside then bounces back, gets him in the quarter panel, fires him into the wall.
Oh dear,
Jarrett's
now watch Walton. Yeah, Walton coming through on the outside. Oh! That could be enough to puncture or break a rim.
Definitely the left rear could have copped damage there for sure.
Here it is again. Wham! Jeez, that could have been a championship-changing moment. The flaggies in the thick of things as well, waving the yellow flags as soon as they could. And Mason Barbera. Oh no, Cedars second, and the points is in the fence.
Championship done and dusted right there.
No, he was going to get some points back. He was in second in the race. The mother of all smoky burnouts and frustration.
Well, the interesting thing here will be is how he got in there.
No.
He doesn't make mistakes. Cedars doesn't make mistakes. And by the body language of him there, it looks like he's after someone.
Maybe. Well, he was fighting for the lead with Royal Harris. He and Royal Harris got together at Bathurst. We're not going to go pointing the finger just yet, but there's more to come out of this one. The qualifier Mayu is looking very second-hand. And that could just about be the championship over right now.
One thing to note, when Chris Walton got tagged...
Oh, don't tell me this is friendly fire. That's his teammate. Oh, in front of him. Oh, it's the Brian Hansford car.
Yeah.
He's gone up the back. So he's fallen back to third behind his teammate in Reece McNally, and then he got served.
Yeah.
By Hansford.
But looking at that and the car in front of Cedars, it looked like he broke early. Hansford reacted, but it just wasn't enough. So I wouldn't blame that all on Hansford for sure.
And the bad news continuing for Mason Barbera, the 17-year-old, deciding that he'll sneak out of the door because we've got a bit of smoke. I think it's the right front brake.
Pretty cool paint job on the helmet.
Nice work. He
bit of gold leaf.
Finished on the podium in the New Zealand series. That is nice. Finished on the podium in the New Zealand series recently, where Chris Killer-Walton wrapped up the New Zealand Championship. Royal Harris, meanwhile, keeping his nose clean at the front of the West End Mazda ute. And also with the unit clothing sponsorship on board.
Variety grip on the headlights, one of my sponsors on my Dunlop series car.
Wow, well, you said Pickles Options might have a few cars up for grabs.
Yeah, I reckon I'll be on the phone or online having a look right now.
Wow, okay, so Harris leading the race, but Cedars was the man who got served. So, he ran wide and got snapped up by his teammate. So that put him back one spot. That's at the approach to turn 8. So he's wide coming out of 7 and had to give Stratco Racer some room. Kind of open up the door a little bit.
See, he brakes early. Car behind him's on the brakes, doing as much as he can to stop, and it's just the slightest touch. These cars are very light in the rear. You know, you drive a ute, only really work when you've got a bit of weight in the back of it.
Yeah, and then we go. The extinguishers have been deployed down there for Mason Barbera's ute. Amazingly, Cedars has recovered to be 13th, which means by one spot he's going to send the championship to tomorrow. It's not over yet.
Not over yet.
How Chris Walton got away with that one. That was a large whack that he got in the right rear of that car.
Well, it just shows how good the guy is behind the wheel. If it was anyone else, I reckon they would have been hanging off the fence. He just wheeled the thing, kept his foot in it, straightened the car up and got on with his day.
He's even cool. Actually, now look at this. He's on the back of Jeremy Gray. This could be the extra spot that he needs to get the championship. Jeremy Gray
got it done, no problem.
Wise enough to give the Renko boys some room. So with that move, he jumps into 6th. And with Cedars back in 13th, those are the 7 spots we were talking about earlier.
Done deal.
That would leave it at 70 points exactly. Heading into tomorrow's race with our only 70 points available. So it could be a tie technically. It'll be left temporarily or partially on the hook for tomorrow. It's all kicked off in this one. It was looking like maybe Cedars would take an advantage into tomorrow. At one point he was going to get 10 spots back. There's been nothing stopping this guy at the moment. That right rear doesn't look overly happy right now. I wonder if he's got a tyre slowly going down though.
His lap times look all right.
He's not holding back at the moment.
No, he's rolling within. Royal Harris is the class of the field. He's 2 or 3 tenths quicker than everyone else, and everyone else is sort of hovering around those high 41s, low 42s.
So many changes of the surface down there with tarmac and concrete.
Tarmac, concrete, there's a bit of track bond repair in the middle of the track.
Manhole covers?
Manhole covers, and the corners are off canvas, so the closer you get to the fence, the more the track slopes away. That's why everyone's very loose coming off.
It's Craig Dontis, you're riding on board with him back in 18th position. Oh, big lock up at the front. There goes the Burner. Peter Burner into the fence. And he's managed to bounce back out.
Big flick spin here. What do we got going on?
Who was the man who was caught up with him? I think it might have been the 47, which has been taken over by Danny Buzadzik. I think that was who was involved. And I think Peter Ward, our second Kiwi visitor, might have picked up 1 or 2 spots as a result. Danny Buzadzik had an absolute almighty engine explosion in practice yesterday on the outlap.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. So, yes, turning up the middle.
Smoking the left front.
Danny Buzadzik did a good job seeing him then and avoiding any more contact that was going to happen.
Yeah. So come offline on the dirty part of the track, some amount of brake pressure. Go to turn the car, the inside tyre comes light and smoke the left front.
George Miedeke picked up a couple spots in the iSeek Ute, the Warren Millerdone car. There he goes, sneaking
George
through.
would have seen him coming about 100 metres before it happened.
He won the round here in 2009, the first time that we had it. There's turn 5. That has caught out a few Utes so far this weekend. Oh, Tyler Greenbury locks it up. And I think he's parked it in the tyres in turn 7. Here we go. Let's see it again. Yes, on debut.
So he's locked the rears, locked the fronts, and just chased it all the way into the tyres there.
Got it pulled up. He's a former karting champ, like we mentioned during the Aussie Racing Cars coverage at Phillip Island, where he had his hands full. Final lap of what's been an eventful first race of the weekend. The
Chris
last round of
Walton's
the
caught
championship.
these blokes, mate. He's on with the sniff here. He hasn't given up. He's not championship racing. He's going for it.
He's on a charge here. Now he's got a few more guys in front of him, but one will be enough. It's Nathan Pretty, though, on the podium at this round last year. Chris Walton, incidentally, won this round last year and is all over the back of a couple of Thunderdome stars.
Yeah, Walton's got the pace. He's got the pace. He knows if he has a dip in him and pulls it off, he can wrap the championship up. He can have a couple of beers tonight. He'll probably have a couple anyway, but...
It's the Utes way, Paul.
Yeah.
They've got their official dinner on Sunday night. I imagine it's going to be a bit more loose than the official V8 Supercar dinner, although it is in Kirribilli, so the PM will keep him to a relative minimum.
He will.
Last few corners remaining, and Chris Walton looking to seal up his championship. At the moment, there'll be 70 points difference going into tomorrow. He needs one more spot to officially really wrap it up. And he's got a great run on Nathan Pretty here. Here is the Pest. He's changed his name from the Kid to the Pest.
Well, he's not a kid anymore.
No, he's the man. The V8 Utes, and here we go.
Here we go, he's had a look.
Championship defining moment here. He pulls it up. He decides that the points penalty that could happen if he turned him around would not be worth it. Wise move in the end as out of the last corner. The Western Mazda Ute lights it up. Woo, easy, you need those tyres for later. He doesn't care. Raul Harris is your winner, and there's the move from Walton. He sneaks it in.
Oh, coming back. Nathan's coming back.
He's been turned around. He wanted to argue the point. Oh, pretty close in front of Marjoram.
Well, that just hots it up for tomorrow, doesn't it?
Well, it's going to overtime. The championship will be decided on the last day of the year. You can hear the crowd, they're lapping it up. Vintage U-Race on the streets of Sydney Olympic Park.
That's how it should be.
Fair play, Chris Killer-Walton. He wanted to win it today. Yeah. And in the end, it wouldn't happen. Raul Harris wins the race, and the championship will go to tomorrow. And there could be some discussions going on in the pits at the end of that one. Goodness me, a lot of drama. You don't want to miss the reverse grid race tomorrow. The boys are fired up here in Sydney, and I cannot wait to see what's going to eventuate tomorrow's final day of racing. Time to switch channels now. You want to move it over to Channel 7. All viewers all around the country, move it over to Channel 7 because V8 Extra is going to be coming up next. So there it is. Channel change alert. Flick it over to 7 after the ad break, and you'll be able to tune in for V8 Extra. We've got a bumper show lined up for today. Last round of the championship, Sydney NRMA 500. Wingtop and Ambrose, there are two very special guests making their way back for V8 Extra. Don't want to miss that. 2 10-minute qualifying sessions on this bruising, tight street circuit. Who's going to take the Armour All pole position? We've got the Dunlop Series here this weekend. Their last round of the championship as well, and that will be one to sort out a little bit later in the program. And races 36 and 37, they're live right here on 7, so flick it over. You do not want to miss the Sydney NRMA 500.
Yes, Doctor, got you. I'm just waiting for Bryony to take some photos, Nath.
Oh.
No, we're good, we're good.
All these people I follow on Twitter, I'm meeting for the first time. All my Twitter friends, I'm meeting face to face for the first time. I didn't know I had the English accent.
We're good, Nath. You say when.
Oh, read the interview.
Hey, great to see this man in pit lane, Australia's greatest bike rider, Cadel Evans. Cadel, we know you're a Holden man through and through. You're an ambassador for Holden.
Yep, I've been ambassador for Holden in the last few years. Bit as a bike rider, kind of a bit of a strange relationship, but I think from birth, HK Holden or something, first family car, and it stays, yeah, like all of us, it stays with us all through life. And fortunate enough to be able to come in here, and don't know why, because all the drivers love riding their bikes, and this bike rider loves his cars. So,
and these guys, Cadel, they're coming onto your turf in February. We've got the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race, which we're really excited about. In your backyard, they're already calling it, with some of the greatest riders in the world, the most beautiful ride in the world.
I'd like to think so, because as it does pass through my hometown in Barwon Heads, but most of all, we got a public ride, which I think most of the drivers are doing. It'll be my last race as a professional, so I hope to do it pretty well, and of course I'll be racing as a professional. I think the year after I'll better do the public ride with Garth and James and the guys, but it's going to be, other than my last race, which is going to be pretty emotional, because 20 years I've been in the sport at a pretty high level, and but most of all, I just hope that we can have a new sporting event in the Australian sports calendar, and hopefully for participants in the professional race, but participants in the public ride and another cycling event in a new area.
And just to put it in perspective on the world map, I mean, the quality of the field you've got coming for the men's race on Sunday the 1st of February is extraordinary.
Well, that was our intention. So it's going to be our first race, but hopefully something that's going to be a real part of not just the cycling calendar, but the Australian sports calendar. And important that we get the big riders to make the best race we can. And we've got a nice course going on, the World Championships course from Geelong in 2010, but importantly we've got 9 World Tour teams confirmed as starters, which fills our quota that we can have, and so we're potentially going to have the best possible international field we can right from the first day, which is, of course, gives the race a lot of potential, and a lot of potential for the future.
And of course you'll see it on 7, so we're very excited about it, and as a Geelong boy I am really, really excited about it. Cadel, enjoy your time here in Holden. We'll see you in February.
Thank you. Thanks very much for having me.
Good stuff, mate. Much appreciated. No, it's going to be great.
You know how all this works?